cow and then tell toast of the cow. Copy data.
Hello. Hello ji, ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਉਣ ਦੇ very very welcome to everybody. Thank you for coming. ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਾਫੀ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੋਂ ਸੋਚ ਰਹੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਕਿ for our kids they ask a lot of questions about Sikhism, about scripture, about religion. So we try to answer a lot of questions for them. And a lot of times we find ourselves at a loss when they ask us questions, and sometimes we don't have the right answers, and we kind of feel that we are not doing justice when we answer some of the questions. So we have requested Sardar Jaswant Singh ji to come and spend some time with our kids and answer their questions, and we are hoping that the kids will interact more with him and ask questions about God, about our religion, about our scripture, what's written there. So we're hoping they can come and openly ask questions. So if this turns out to be something where all the kids are interacting, hopefully maybe it can turn into something more regular program. That's our hope, and if that's how it turns out, then we can continue in that format. Then we can ask Dr. Sardar Jaswant Singh ji about his availability and his time, and kind of formalize the format. So this is hopefully one of the many that we have in future. I know we have several ones in the Gurdwara, as well as at Diwanji's house. We get together and we talk about Shri Guru Granth Sahib, but we kind of, some of us felt it would be good if we have something that's more dedicated to the kids, and it is in a language that they can understand, and they can ask questions freely. So with that in mind, I'll hand it over to Siddharth Giswanji, and he can conduct it from here on. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm nursing a little bad cold, so please forgive me for the hoarseness of the voice. Couple of things. Arvind just said that you will see what the availability is. Reality is not always available. You don't need to ask. Just tell me where you want, when you want. Because I know nobody's interested in asking these questions anyway. So, if you are, I'm glad. The part of the confusion in the entire, not just Sikhism, but in every religion. The problem is when the word religion and the word spirit is confused with each other. So let's find out from the children. Who knows what a spirit is? Anybody? What is spirit? Have you even heard the word spirit? Spirituality? Anybody heard the word? Read it? Parents ever talked about it? Well, okay, fair enough. He has heard it but does not know how to express it. And I'm sure that majority of the children would say that because the power of expression has not evolved yet. But they do understand inside the differences. And that's the first lesson for the parents. When the children ask the question, who's it? तू अभी बहुत छोटा है इसका जवाब तेरे को नहीं दे सकता. That's the first mistake we make as parents. Because they understand and know internally what we are trying to say. If you tell them to play it back, they may have difficulty in doing so. That does not mean they did not understand. Oh, this is too esoteric, this is too philosophical, this is too high level, and we don't understand. How can the children understand? Please. Every generation has turned out to be smarter than their parents. So the fact that you don't understand does not mean your children don't understand. Don't extend that logic so far ahead. So when we talk about religion, it doesn't matter whether it's Sikhism, Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Judaism, it doesn't matter what we're talking about. We end up getting lost in the world of ritualism, the world of do this and don't do that. And that is the part of the problem with not just the child mind, it's also with the adult mind. Because adult mind cannot reconcile the fact. How can something that is created by him and I am using it, why I am going to be punished for using something that he made? It's almost like that you take a little bread or a piece of meat and you call the dog. Dog looks at the meat and it comes closer to you. As soon as he comes closer, you take a stick out and hit it. God is not that cool. That he'll first show you the piece of meat, and as soon as you try to grab it, he'll hit you. You're not supposed to like that. That's not for you. Well, if it's not for me, why did you show me? Keep it away from me. You have all the powers. So it is that logic. Why is that confusion? That confusion is because we are confusing the spirituality with ritualism. All the don'ts and the do's belong to ritualism. Total acceptance of everything belongs to spirituality. So if the questions are about the ritualism, we will try to express the underlying spirituality behind. So, want to make sure for both adults and the young ones, we are going to try to understand what is the real meaning behind the words, rather than what you have heard or read or yourself philosophized amongst your friends and peers. So with that, I was advised by listening के बच्चियाँ ने already questions already तैयार की हुए थे. So rather than going on a single track, I am going to pass the mic on to the children and ask them to ask the question what they have prepared for this first session. Who wants to come first? All right, come take away.
What happens if you do the wrong thing?
What happens if you do the wrong thing? Excellent question. All right, sit down and let's talk about it. Now therein lies पंजाब के अंदर जैसे बच्चा कल करे सियाना क्यास करे, and that is the foundation of the entire confusion. What happens if you do the wrong thing? A question before that would be, what is right and what's wrong? Which is where we started. Who decides what's right and what's wrong? Anybody have idea? How do you know this is right or wrong? Who tells you? You know it. You know it. Who tells you it's right or wrong? Mom? Dad? Okay. That's rather unusual, but parental authority decides what's right and what's wrong. Who told the parents? Their parents, right? Grandparents. So if we keep on going back and back and back, we can see that this is word of mouth traveling through the ages. Then, as we grow up, we grow with a certain thought. Last night, Raji was telling me that whatever you are grown up with becomes very difficult to get rid of in your later life. It travels with you. And suddenly you find yourself in a totally different environment. There, what was considered to be wrong actually is considered to be right. And how do you deal with this now? I'll give you an example from my life. About 10 years ago, suddenly my mother-in-law got the American visa. Of course the daughter had sponsored and the old lady came. After a couple of days when her sleep pattern was set, I came from the work and she asked me, son, this has become a jail for me. You go, the children go to school, she goes wherever she wants to go, and I'm sitting home. What should I do? And I said, Mom, what's the problem? Turn on the TV, watch the TV, spend the time. This is your time to enjoy your retirement. Now, Punjabi ਮਾਵਾਂ ਇਸ ਗੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਸਮਝ ਸਕਣਗੀਆਂ, ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ 'ਚ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਦੱਸਦਾ। ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਵੇ ਪੁੱਤਾ ਕੀ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਦਾ ਪਿਆ। ਮੈਂ ਟੀਵੀ ਨੂੰ ਜਰਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਆਨ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵੇਖਦੀਆਂ ਇਹ ਔਂਤਰੀਆਂ ਮੂੰਹਾਂ 'ਚ ਮੂੰਹ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਬੈਠੀਆਂ, ਇਹਨੂੰ ਤੇ ਸ਼ਰਮ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦੀ। ਮੇਰਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿਲ ਕਰਦਾ ਟੈਲੀਵਿਜ਼ਨ ਆਨ ਕਰਨ ਨੂੰ। Let me translate for you guys. The old lady says, every time I turn on the TV, I find a man kissing a woman. And I hate that. Why? Because when she grew up, expressing physical closeness in public was considered wrong. Here, if it is not expressed frequently enough, openly enough, then it is a suspect. And you can find a zillion of such examples. So the question would be, then we come back to the square one. What's right, what's wrong? Who decides? What was right in Punjab has become wrong in the United States in the same time and space, same 19th, 20th century. ये भी नहीं किया जा सकता कि 5000 साल पुरानी है, सो कोई गल नहीं। Somebody asked that question to Sahir Ludhianvi. He is a poet, Urdu poet, who wrote for Indian films a lot. So he says, ये पाप है क्या, ये पुण्य है क्या, ये तो रीतों पर धर्म की मोहरें हैं। What has the man done? It has created a system of its own, and so that nobody can challenge that system, they have put a stamp of the Almighty unknown God and say, if you don't do that, God is going to do this. How do you know God is? Oh, God talks to me. How come He only talks to you, not to everybody else? No, because I'm the priest. I am the appointed guardian of the religion. So God talks to me. So I know what He wants, what He doesn't want. So the first principle to be understood, and it's dangerous, is misused. It can be very dangerous. Properly used, it can revolutionize your life. God is an energy. It's not a physical being. It has no qualities as we know of human being. It doesn't have any capacity to get angry or get happy, get mad or get sad. It's just a pure energy. It doesn't like anything, it doesn't not like anything. Likes and dislikes only belong to us. So in order to keep a proper decorum in the society where we are living in the neighborhood, we have made certain social laws. For example, if any one of you were to walk in here absolutely naked, what will you call them? Pagal, crazy. What is right? You'll throw stone at that. Go put some clothes on. Right? What is it? Because that's the law of our society. That's the right thing to do here. But let's say that I am in Africa jungle. And there everybody's naked. And you go with the clothes on. What would they do? They'll call you Pagal and say, get the hell out of here. Who you are? What are you eating? Take that up. So the question was, what happens when we do something wrong? When you do something wrong defined by the society or by the law, then the society and the law can make your life difficult. As far as God is concerned, there is nothing right and nothing wrong. Now that becomes difficult. Let me repeat, for God, there is nothing right and nothing wrong. It is just a choice. Because His laws are completely unchallengeable. If you take a stick of butter and put in front of a fire, it's slowly going to start melting. Right? Can you tell the butter not to melt? Hey, I stop you. Don't melt. I just put it here. You're not supposed to melt. No, but that's the characteristics of the fire, that's the characteristics of the butter. Those laws cannot be changed by the human. Right? You get a piece of meat and give it to a cow and tell the cow to eat it. The cow cannot eat it, right? What is that teaching us? If we take some vegetable and give it to a tiger, would the tiger eat a vegetable? Absolutely not. Why not? Because you are now trying to make your own laws. You are going against the laws that He made. For Him, you can make the choices within allowed choices. Whatever the choices are available to you, you can make the choice out of that. Depending upon your choice, there will be result. That's why, right after Nanak is about 500 years, Shakespeare is about 400 years in terms of time. And in the European side, even though he was a poet, a bard, he made a statement. Nothing is good or bad. Only thinking makes it so. Gurbani basically says that these are different types of seeds. Each seed will have its fruit. You can make the choice, anyone that you want to make. And the fruit will come. But between your seed and the fruit, there is a gap. If the fruit has come in your lap, remember that sometime you did actually put that seed down yourself. It is your seed. No, I don't. Gee. ਅਸੀਂ ਕਦੀ ਵੀ ਅਬ ਜਾਣ ਬੁੱਝ ਕੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਦਿਲ ਦੁਖਾਇਆ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਰੱਬ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਿਉਂ ਕਰਦਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਕਦੀ ਬੁਰਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ How do you know that? Can anybody tell me, child or adult, that whatever I am doing here right now is all good? Go ahead. So for you, it is good. But there will be others here. Did you just notice that you are the only one who raised their hand? Everybody was quiet. Right? That means they have a little bit doubt. Didn't come out there, they said, yeah, we know it is, you are doing the right thing. Nobody said that, except you. That means they really don't think so. When we are talking, no matter how lovingly we are talking, how do we know what impact it is having on the other? But we declare to the world, Asa aita kadi kisi da bura kita hi. और कबीर जी कहते पहने अपने कर्म की गत मैं क्या जानूं बाबा रे. Isn't that amazing? A saint who has achieved the highest potential of humanity is declaring that I can do something, but whatever I am doing, I do not know what impact it is having on me or on my surroundings. And we declare absolutely confidently, असां अज तक कभी किसी का कुछ बुरा कीता ही नहीं, कभी दिल दुखाया ही नहीं. We never know how lovingly said things. And you go through this day in, day out. Your daughter comes down with a nice dress and she's feeling so confident, and she comes down and the mother looks at her and says, "Is that the only dress you have?" And she cries her heart out and she runs back and hides in the door. You think I look ugly in this? You called me ugly. No, baby, I never called you ugly. Yes, you did. You didn't tell me I look pretty in that. And here, did the mother even have an idea that the girl is going to take this in that way? And hide, cry her heart out all night? My mother. If my friend had said it, I could tolerate it. How can you, my mother, tell me I am ugly in this dress? You bought it for my birthday. This claim of innocence that I do not hurt anybody is completely false. You do not know. You expect it. The probability for it to be that way, you expect it. So, what is the answer to the question? In your social world, in your legal world, whenever you do something bad as defined by the society of that time frame, you will have to pay the price for that. As far as God is concerned, whatever you are doing, everything is absolutely right. You are making choices and you're living your life. God bless you. Continue. Any follow-up?
There is Jafri Saab, Karmi Aave Kapda, Nadri Mohra. What is that? Karm. Why I say that?
The question is that in Guru Granth Sahib, there is a statement that says, Karmi aave kapda nadri moh dua. So let's first understand the literal meaning of this. Karam means the action. Karam kand. Action and reaction. Kapda literally means the body, the human body. So Gurbani is declaring, because that sentence have to be looked at in the whole context, but Gurbani is saying that the action and reaction, karma, so long as you are in the trap of doing something and you are the doer, that's a very important distinction. You are the doer. If you say, I did it, then depending upon the quality of the karma, your next life shall be karmi aave kapda. कर्म सिर्फ कपड़ा ही दे सकता है, चंगा दे दे ये चंगा कर्म है, माड़ा दे दे ये माड़ा कर्म है. जी नेगेटिव एनर्जी ना जुड़िया होया कर्म है तो नेगेटिव टाइप ऑफ लाइफ मिल जाएगा. ये पॉजिटिव एनर्जी ना जुड़िया होया तो पॉजिटिव टाइप ऑफ लाइफ मिल जाएगा. But that creates a problem. Because while I am here, I have to act. So if every action ties me to the life coming and going, how can I get out of it? How can I break the cycle? And that answer is in the second half, say, Nadari Moh Dwar. Moksha means mukti, the nirvana and enlightenment, freedom from birth and death. Nadari, nadar literally means His grace. If you have decided that you do not want to come back again, then you have to do something which will make you worthy of His kirpa, worthy of His grace. Nadari Mokh Dwar. Mokh Dwar means mukti da dwara. If you are looking for mukti da dwara, then you have to do something to become worthy of what? Nadari. Nadar da, usli nadar da patra banna padega. But the karma by itself, action by itself, will keep you either in tamo or in a rajo or in a sato. It will not let you get to the turiya avastha or chautha avastha. Karma cannot let you get out of it. Every action will have a corresponding response. The only way you can get out of it is while you are doing, detach your doer away from it. Don't become the karta. If you are not the karta, you will not be the bhokta. If you are a karta, you have to be the bhokta. तो विष्णु गुरबाणी ने तथे क्या है कि काम करदे होए चिकड़ दे विच रहंदे होए आप चिकड़ दे नाल नहीं निपटना, आप नहीं निपटन देना चिकड़। But we have not paid attention to that instruction because the parents, as the young man said, that the instructions are coming down from the parents and the parents themselves are just parroting without having thought through it. That's why we are not getting out of that cycle. Hadi.
Maybe I misunderstood what you were saying before. But when you were talking about that from God's perspective, there is no difference.
When you were talking before, through God's perspective, there was no difference between good or bad. How does the concept of karma then come into this? If karma is based upon doing the positive things, then you'll be rewarded in your next life. Or if you do bad things, then you will eat that as well in your next life. How does that concept coincide with the concept that there is no bad or there is no good?
Attaching a label to an activity, that this is a positive and this is a negative, is a human invention. For the Creator, these are just choices. He has made all choices. I normally use the example of, I see your pocketbook is very thick, I go and pick it. That's the action I have conscientiously done. I have taken your money. So now, this action is going to demand a reaction. How many possibilities are there? Somebody might notice it, I might get caught. Somebody may not notice it and I may get away. I may get away at that time, but somebody later on may call on me and say, I saw you. Now, if I do get caught, then how many possibilities are there then again? I may be punished, or I may be let go. I may be punished, but very minor. All these variations are there. What I'm saying to you is, it is just an action with its corresponding reaction. It is not to be confused with destiny. किस्मत मेरा भाग, ये तो मेरी किस्मत चली गई थी, ये मेरा भाग है। और कबीर जी फरीद जी दोनों ही कह रहे हैं, फरीदा लोड़े दाख बजूरियां किकर बीजे जट हंडे गुण अनायदा पैदा लोड़े पट। ये की कर रहे हैं? The seed that you have in your hand is of a tree which never brings a fruit. Only कंडे, कंडे का बीज बो के ते बैठा होया ते वेट कर रहा काला लोड़े दाख बजूरियां। दाख का मतलब किशमिश, बजूरी का मतलब जी सियालकोट चौंकी है। सियालकोट के जमाने में एक ऐसा अंगूर है जिहड़ा बहुत मोटा होता, ਉਹਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ किशमिश बनती है वो आम अमीर घर च खाधी जाती क्योंकि वो बड़ी महंगी होती है। बजूरी दाख कहता बीज तो बोया है, जैसा बीज बोया है वैसा फल है। ये किस्मत का कितों संबंध बन गया, डेस्टिनी किस तरह बन गई? मेरी किस्मत के कंडे ही लिखे थे, कुदरत ने जाने ना फूल कहाँ बांटे, अपने तो किस्मत में मिले सिर्फ कांटे। अरे चुप हो गया, ये तेरी किस्मत से कांटे आ रहे हैं तो तू कभी कंडिया का दरख्त भी है, ये हो नहीं सकता। Why? Because he is not selective, he is not discriminating. So I come back to it. Nothing is good or bad. These are just choices. Taking somebody's money is called stealing without him knowing it. And it has its own action and reactions. Right now the entire America is crying that their money was taken away from them without them ever knowing that this is going to happen. Right? Most of us are going through this economic cycle. The people who set up that drama was to steal money in such a way that you only know when it's gone. Punjabi ke log kehte ne thug. There are 3 types of stealing. एक ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਚੋਰੀ, straight stealing, ਇੱਕ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਡਾਕੂ, a dacoit, ਇੱਕ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਠੱਗ, a con artist. The thief must make sure that nobody is watching. Only then he can take it. If somebody is watching, he will not steal. Now you can protect yourself from a thief. But dacoit is exactly the opposite. ਉਹ ਅਗਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਨਾਮ ਵੀ ਪਤਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੁੱਤੇ ਹੋ ਜਗਾ ਲੈਂਦਾ ਉਹ ਬੰਦੂਕ ਰੱਖਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਤਾਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਜਾਂ ਚਾਬੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਦੇ ਜਾਂ ਹੁਣੇ ਜਾਨ ਦਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਕਰੇ। He will actually wake you up. He will tell you, I have come to take your money. Why? Because I'm more powerful than you are. If you don't give me the money, I'm going to kill you. That's a dacoit. ਕੰਮ ਉਹਦਾ यही है ਦੂਜੇ ਦੀ ਦੌਲਤ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਣਾ। ਪਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਠੱਗ ਹੈ डाकू को भी बचा जा सकता है, चोर को भी बचा जा सकता है। जे डाकू को गन है थोड़े को जबूजी हो सकती है, तो ऑटोमेटिक वेपन हो सकता है। ठग को नहीं बचा जा सकता, क्यों? ठग पहला थोड़ा यार बन जाता है। Isn't what the investors did? Give me this much money, I'll put it here, so much will be returned. And you are so confident that with your own hand, because of your greed, he just called your greed from inside and you gave the money and walked away. And then he comes back and says, yeah, it happens. Sorry. We lost the call. In summary, nothing is good or bad in the spiritual dimension. That's why I keep on making sure that the children understand we are not talking of the physical, intellectual or emotional dimension. We're talking about spiritual dimension. In spirit there's nothing wrong with it. मैं नहीं कह रहा, गुरबाणी कह रही है, मंदा किसनु आखिए. Right? Isn't that what Farid said? फरीदा खालिक खल्क में, खल्क बसेरा बमा है, मंदा किसनु आखिए जा तुद बिन कोई ना है. As a Sikh, we have forgotten it completely. How can you say something bad? अजी मेरे सामने बैठा बैठा मेरे पैसे ले गया तुसी कहंदे हो किस तरह कहिए जी ये बैड है हाँ केड़ी डिमेंशन च रहना चाहना भगतां दी दुनिया च रहना चाहना फिर ते ओही दे के गया सी ओही ले गया चोरां दी दुनिया च लेके रह गया तू वो ताकतवर हो तू वो तेरे को ले गया तू चाहता हो हमारे को लाया
Well, the question then is, how do you become a spiritual entity without first knowing the difference between good and bad? I mean, I understand what you're saying from a spiritual perspective.
And that's all we are trying to do here today is look at the religion and its spiritual aspect. When Kabir spends the whole day and he's making a blanket, right? We all know he was a jalal. He used to make cloth. So he takes that blanket and he goes to the township. And he says, the blanket is for sale. तो ग्राहक पूछता है उसको साईं जी ये किसने बनाई है कहता राम जी ने बनाई है किसने लिए बनाई है कहता राम के लिए राम जी ने ही बनाई है राम जी के लिए ही बनाई है तो कहता फिर तो राम जी ले जाए ले लो ब्लैकेट दे दी घर को Now for us to be, we only talk about Kabir. We do not know how to be Kabir. We tell their stories and then children sit down with us and start asking questions and then we have no answer.
I know all the adults also have a lot of questions. Maybe we can take those later and go back.
Fine with me. I'm just being clear. I don't know who is ready.
All right. Who wants to
So
ask?
that was the first question he already did. Now, who else wants?
Everybody has to ask one question.
All right, everybody. Yes.
Why do people wear karas?
Okay. So the question is, why the Sikhs like to wear a kada or a bracelet? Are you going to a private school or a public school? You're going to a public school. Have you seen children going to private school? You have. Have you seen them wearing a uniform? Every school, don't they make their own school uniform? Do you watch games? You don't watch games in the television? Basketball, football. The teams have their own uniforms, don't they? Right? I mean, they can tell you players wearing white jersey are these and wearing red jersey are those. Right? So, in a social environment, in order to identify yourself and distinguish yourself, you wear some symbols. It's as simple as that. So when you have a kada, and somebody may not know, and they'll ask, why are you wearing this? You say, well, I'm a Sikh. That's my indication that I am a Sikh. So all of the symbols, the turban, the beard, the hair, all of that, is a social construct to live in a community and identify yourself. Have you seen the people going to the synagogue and putting a little cap type? That's called yarmulke. That's Jewish symbol. What do the Christians wear? A cross, right? They wear a cross in their, on their lap or in this. Why do they wear it? so that by looking at the symbol, you already know this person believes in Christianity. So Sikhism has symbolism to let the world know that we are living in a social environment which all sorts of people come and go, and you identify yourself from the crowd with these symbols. Make sense? Good. Anybody else?
Why can't Sikhs cut their hair?
Why can't Sikhs cut their hair?
So the question the young girl asked is, why are the Sikhs not cutting hair? No, we need to understand from a spiritual dimension where did this thought come from. So pay attention, this is a very, very common question. So I want you guys to be alert because I'm going to ask one of you to repeat it. If you look around the world, you see solid matter, right? What is this? Solid matter, right? It's a wall. When I hit the wall, does it feel anything? I feel it, but doesn't it feel it? Right? Action and reaction is equal and opposite according to the Newton's law. When I hit it, it's hurting me, but is it feeling me hurt? No. If I cut it, if I burn it, will it yell, cry, say something? No. Okay. So those are the properties of the solid matter. Let's go one step up and look at the plants. Do you know if the plant, if I pick it, it gets hurt and it feels something? You don't know that. Okay, take my word for it. Vegetation, yeah. That's all right. You had something to say, it slipped away. Well, I am also like you. Vegetation, even though has the solid matter, it has its branches and it has its leaves and everything. It has flowers, it has fruits. But they feel. There was a scientist in India who was the first one to experimentally prove it. He showed that every time the gardener came into the garden, the flowers started wilting. They started bending because they know somebody's going to be chopped today. They took the pictures of the leaves with a Herculean photography showing that when you pick the plant, it cries. That little drop you see, we say कि जो पानी निकला है, साइंटिस्ट कहता है ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ भुलेखा पानी नहीं निकला है, plant रोया है, ਤੁਸੀਂ तोड़िया हो। ਤੁਸੀਂ हैरान हो गए कि कबीर जी ने सानू ये गल दसी सी। कबीर जी कहते हैं पाती तोरे मालनी पाती पाती जियो, जिस पाहन को पाती तोरे सो पाहन नर जियो, भूली मालनी है यो सतगुरु जागता है। अरे ओ मालन, you have gone to the garden to pick a flower to offer to your God. But your God is made out of stone. And the stone doesn't feel anything. But that plant, which you have broken away, actually feels something. तो कितनी पागल है? एक जीव नू तोड़ के एक निर्जीव नू पूजा करने चली है। भूली मालनी है ये। सतगुरु जानता है ये। So that's the second stage of evolution, plants. Okay, let's go one step ahead. So what have we seen? We have seen physical, we have seen emotional. Now if we go to the next level, who are we looking at? Animals and birds and creatures. Do you think they feel or not? They feel. What do you think? Animals feel the pain, right? Okay. How about, do they think? Right? They know this is my child, and right, a cow will never go and bring somebody else's child. So they have a brain also. If cow goes away from the house, it comes back to the same house again, right? That means they have some brain. So what are we seeing here? We started with something which neither has a emotion nor a brain. Now we have come to a level which says it has a matter, it has emotions, and it has brain. Are we okay so far? Are we getting it? It can be interpreted both ways. What does that mean? Say something. Interact. Speak up. No. Okay. So we have seen three levels of creation: matter, emotions, and intellect. There's one more left. When we look at the human body, what do we see here? Do we see the matter? Right? It has muscles and bones and everything, right? That's matter. Does it have emotions? Right? Human feels it in the heart. You okay? And the humans have a brain, they can think. Right? But they have one more thing. Which is what? What is the third thing, fourth thing, do you know? That's called spirit. The human body is aware of something higher than called a spirit. Other three animals do not know about the spirituality. Only human know. Okay? Are we alright so far? Even for the adults it's a little.
Yes.
Are you with me?
We are waiting for the answer.
So if you are going to start believing in your Creator and you love your God, then would you not want to accept the way He has made you? Look, it gave me the matter. When I pinch my skin, I feel the pain. That's my emotion. I'm describing, I'm using my intellect. And I am aware of my spirit. What happens to the hair? If I cut it, does it cry? If I hit him, does it cry? If I burn the hair, does it cry? If I burn the building, does it cry? That means hair represents the physical. Skin represents the emotion. Brain represents the intellect. And the soul represents the highest level. So 6 are telling the rest of the world, why are you not accepting the creation in its completeness? All 4 dimensions are present, only present in the human body form. No other creation. Andaj, Jared, Utapaj, Greeni. 4 ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ creation. 4 ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ creation, ਉਹਦੇ 4 level ਹਨ. Human body is the only one which has all the 4 levels manifested. So, in His infinite wisdom, He made the body complete. It reminded you of the matter that is नाशवान. ਜਦੋਂ ਇਨਸਾਨ ਦੀ ਬਾਡੀ ਜਲਾਈ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਪੀछे ਚੱਲਦੀ ਹੈ? ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੜਿਆ ਕਬੀਰ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ, केस जले जैसे घास कपूला, हाड़ जले जैसे काठ कपूला. सारे तो पहला की चलता है? मैटर, केस. So Gurbani is reminding, Gurus are reminding to a Sikh, your body is a miniature representation of the cosmos. All four dimensions are represented, hence look at them, use them, don't run away from them. You cannot be smarter than the Creator who created you. That's why Sikhs were told to take care of it, keep it neat and clean, but don't let it go out of it, because this will remind you every day, this is my physical part. How did I know that question is going to come up? Because ਜਿਹੜਾ लॉजिकल बंदा है, जिसने के मन नाल इरादा किया होया कि आर्गूमेंट करनी है, वो आर्गूमेंट लपेगा. There's no problem, and I can explain to you what's going on. The nails of human hand have been documented in the scriptures causing the unhealthy situations in the body. Why do the teachers, I don't really think ਸਕੂਲਾਂ 'ਚ ਕੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਪ੍ਰਾਇਮਰੀ 'ਚ ਪੜ੍ਹਦਾ ਸਾਂ ਤੇ ਮਾਸਟਰ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਆਣ ਕੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਹੱਥ ਵੇਖਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ. ਕਿਉਂ? ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ ਜਦੋਂ ਗੱਲ ਸਮਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਨਾ, तो बेटा आया कर जाता, दंदा नाल अपने नौ कट्टी जाता है, तो नौवां दे विच जिहड़ी मैल फसी हुंदी है वो हिरदे दे वो मेदे दे अंदर तुरी जाती है. वो जिन्ने बैक्टीरिया जिन्नी इसकी है वो सारी इसको बीमार करते हैं. असी बाल भी रखते हाँ कि उन्होंने गंदिया नहीं होने देंगे. पगड़ी रखने का मतलब यही सी कि ये ढके रहन, इन्हों शैम्पू करना है, इन्हों क्लीन रखना है. नौवां दे कट्टण का मतलब यही है कि बाडी नूं प्रॉपरली मेनटेन करना है. नौवां दे नाल धर्म नहीं लगा हुआ है. अगर तुसीं इन्हों ना कटोगे तो थोड़ी देर बाद इन्होंने आपे डिग पैना, लंबे हो जाए. I mean, one of the saddest moment in a teenager's life is when the nail breaks and she's on a party. She cannot run to the bathroom and immediately stick something on, and she's crying all through the party. Not together. I am not ugly. Now you don't look ugly. No, please don't. Why the nails break? They are brittle. So it is not because of that. It is because of the cleanliness. कित्थों आया इस thought? गुरबाणी ने दिता है. गुरबाणी ने क्या है? जियो निर्मल, बाहरों निर्मल, बाहरों ता निर्मल, जियो निर्मल, सतगुरु देकर नहीं कमाई. You need to be clean from inside, but that doesn't mean you don't have to be clean from outside. But remember, cleanliness from outside is secondary. Cleanliness from inside is primary. इस करके सिख जो है वो संत पहले है, सिपाही बाद में. राइट? संत सिपाही. असी की कहने तू सिपाही नहीं बनता, संत किने लिखे है? कोई जानता संत कोई बंदे ने? तू सिपाही बन. संत बने तो बगैर जड़ा सिपाही बन जाएगा वो बहादुर नहीं होएगा, वो जालिम हो जाएगा. तलवार तो वही है. इसे तो कत्ल करना क्यों कर कटा, तलवार क्या जाने। तलवार बहादुर के हाथ में होएगी तो मासूम का फायदा कर देगी, तलवार जालम के हाथ में आएगी तो मासूम का नुकसान कर देगी। है तलवार। तो इस करके असं संत पहला है सिपाही बादशाह, ते संत दे लिए की है शरीर नूं ते आत्मा नूं दोनों नूं इकट्ठियां कायम रखना है। तो वह फाउंडेशन की है, एक्सेप्ट द क्रिएशन बट कीप द क्रिएशन हेल्थी, मेंटेन इट। That's what I have understood. Anything else? Come on, guys. Okay. If you do the wrong part, the question is, what happens if you do the wrong part? The answer is very simple. If I write the wrong direction for you to go your home, when you do the wrong part, you get the wrong meaning. When you get the wrong meaning, you do the wrong thing. So you should always do the right part so that you can understand the actual correct meaning. Otherwise, instead of going to your home, you'll be sitting in a bar. Honey.
किसी दास ने प्रश्न करनी है कपड़ा, किसी कपड़ा जैसे the sitting body, is that human body?
Yeah.
So मतलब चंगे body में नहीं that what it's
अगला जन्म किस तरह का करना?
but है other than human body.
है. This is a very also confusing thing. Can I be born as a dog or a cat in my next life? The evolution is not regressive. It doesn't go backward. It only goes forward. But you can be in the human form and live like a dog. That's not very possible. Oh, the question is, where is God? Wow. Oh, he has the answer. You want to explain to her? Okay. Get the mic. Explain to her where is God. Okay, what's the answer?
Very good.
Tell her. Answer the question. He's right.
बच्चे ने माता
Thank you. Thank you very much. Sit down. Let's understand something. It is not as, we laugh at it, but just to say God is everywhere and then dismiss it does not do the justice to the questioner and the answerer. If it's everywhere, why don't I see it? All right, he has an answer for that one. He says, he cannot be seen because he is invisible. Okay. Can I hear him?
There are more answers. There are more answers.
So God is an energy, so that's why you cannot see it. That's another answer.
He has
Okay, what you have? Okay. God is in the heart and He talks to you from within, is His answer. So now the question is, if He talks to you from within, can you hear Him? You can hear Him. He is assuring you. So, when was the last time you talked to Him and what did He say to you? See, God told him that telling a lie is not a good thing, so don't lie. That question was asked of our ninth master, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. That question was also asked of our first master, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, when he went to Baghdad. Yes? Right. If you can listen to him, he will tell you don't do bad stuff. Absolutely right. Guru Nanak was asked that question. Where does he live? And he said, I'm thirsty. Can you get me something to drink? And the person who had asked the question told his servant to bring a glass of milk. So he brought the milk and offered it to Guru Nanak. And Guru Nanak said, I asked for the milk. I want pure milk. He insisted that it is nothing else, it is milk. I can prove it to you. So he said, go bring a sheep so that I can pass through, or a cloth. I can pass the milk through the cloth and you will see that there is nothing in it. So they did that experiment. And there was nothing in it. And Guru Nanak keeps on saying, no, I'm not going to drink the milk. There's something in there. Now everybody is completely frustrated that we have tried to prove to this old man that this is nothing but pure milk. And he keeps on shaking his hand, shaking his head. Why is that? You have the answer to that too? Huh? Well, he wants to drink the pure milk, nothing else. So let me tell you what he said is in there. He asked the saint, how do you get the butter? And he told him that we first make a yogurt out of it and then we churn the yogurt, and after churning the yogurt, the butter comes out of it. So he said, you admit that the butter is in there, you just don't see it. He said, I got your point. He is in there, but he's hidden in such a way that unless you know a special technique, you cannot see it. You have to, if you want to see the God yourself, and Nanak has seen it, he says that. Every saint says that. Jesus said that too. Buddha said that too. All masters have said, we have seen it. You can see him too. How? Don't follow the process that we are telling you. That's what those scriptures are about. They tell you the process to be able to see the God. When Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji was asked, he says, Kahe re par khojan jai, sarvala nivasi sada le pa tohe sang samai. And he gives a metaphor, an example. He says, Poh pa madhva jaise baas pasand hai. Poh means flower. When you go to the garden, Do you smell the fragrance? Right? Can you smell the flower? Right? But can you see the fragrance? No. But you can smell it, right? The fact that you can smell it tells you that it is there, but you cannot see it. But that's physical. Now Gurbani goes one step further and describes the invisible, which is Mukar mahe jaise shai. Mukar means mirror. Shai means the reflection. When you stand in front of a mirror, what do you see? Yes? Yourself. You see your own image. So is your image there inside? So how do you see it then? It's not there, which is very correct. But you still see it. It's a reflection. If you move your face away, where did the reflection go? It also disappears. It stays only as long as you are looking at it. Similarly, and Bani says, "Taise hi har base nirantar ghati ko jo bhai." The God inside you is hidden in that way as if it is a butter in the milk, as if it is a fragrance in a flower, as if it is a reflection in a mirror. If you want to experience it for yourself, then see it for yourself. You can see your own reflection. Now becomes a problem. When the mirror is dirty and you look at it, can you see anything? You can't see anything, right? Okay. Let's see that I clean the mirror out. Wash it. But when you come to look at it, I keep on shaking it. Then can you see it? Right? You can't. Because I'm not keeping these mirrors stable. Okay, let's see that I keep the mirror stable. But it is bent. Have you gone to the museum and seen where you can see yourself becoming too big or too small? You know what are those? Those are bent mirrors, convex or concave. I'll come to you. So, the mirror has to be clean if you want to see it. Mirror has to be stable if you want to see it. Mirror has to be straight and not bent if you want to see it. But one more thing is required. What if you are drunk? You will see 4 more than just 1. Right? You have to be in your complete senses to be able to see it. You complete the 5 conditions, you will see the God in your own self. And it's there. Those who have seen it, they'll tell you, we have seen it, you can see it. Make sense? Did I lose you somewhere back in? Yes, sir. How can you go through him? Because God is an energy. God is not like a wall that you cannot go through a wall. He's an energy. Can you walk in front of a lamp or not? See, light is an energy. So you walk. So you can walk always through it. Yes, Betty.
Why don't girls wear chunnis and boys don't?
What do you think?
Why girls wear chunnis but boys don't? Or why girls wear chunnis, boys don't?
Why girls wear chunnis and boys don't? Now the reality is that if you want to wear what the boys are wearing, Guru will be very happy. Boys wear turban, right? Or a patka. If you like wearing patka, wear that. Why? Let me tell you why. The whole idea is to make sure that the hair don't get dirty, dust doesn't fall on it, it protects you from the rain and the dust storm and all that. So just to keep the hair properly neat and clean, hair is covered. You can cover with the dupatta, you can cover with the patka, you can cover with the but it doesn't matter. So don't let your mother tell you that you have to wear chunni. Okay? I mean, what else? Okay, so the question is, and there is a follow-up from you or from you? Acha. Okay. The question is, why go to Gurdwara and also learn Punjabi there? Besides learning Punjabi. Okay. Okay. Go ahead. His answer is to pray to God. But then I have a problem. I have a question. You just told everybody, come here. You just told everybody God is everywhere. So why go to Gurdwara to pray to Him? Why not to pray Him right here? He's everywhere. Right? You said it, I didn't. I don't know. Then why to go to Gurdwara? If He's everywhere, why not to pray where you are?
There's an answer.
You have the answer?
It's more spiritual over there. It's more spiritual over there.
It's more spiritual over there. Huh? Japji Sahib is recited there. For? For good luck. Anybody else? Well, you're all right. Okay? But there is a higher level of the purpose of going to the Gurdwara. When you sit in a company like this, can we tell jokes? Right? Not really, right? We are talking of Gurbani, talking of Guru. Right? We won't be able to tell jokes. Right? The subject. Can we be noisy and running around? If we were in a club or in a hotel, eating dinner, some people are dancing, some people are singing, some people are drinking, right? Everything is going on. But nothing of that sort happens when we go to Gurdwara. What happens there? Everybody's in that prayerful mood. Very good. So you go to join these people who think like you, and you join them to be in a prayerful mood. Because when you are by yourself, you are easily distracted. Over there, whatever time is allotted, you will join them in that spirit, in that energy, and that way you will learn more of your spirituality than sitting by yourself. So that's the importance of Sangat. Go to the Sangat where similar-minded people are sitting and they are thinking and talking and discussing about God and His characteristics and how to achieve godliness. So you may learn that thing over there rather than just thinking by yourself. You get lost very quickly. So Sangat helps in that. That's why you go to Gurdwara. Okay. Now, your second part was learning Punjabi. Some people believe that if you learn Punjabi, you will know Gurbani. No, I personally have a very difficult problem with that. because I know some PhDs in Punjabi who have no clue what Gurbani is. But we have this belief, and we force this on our children. Knowing as many languages is good. I think you should learn not only Punjabi, you should learn German and French and Spanish and as many languages you can learn, because that's how you know what the other world is. But to learn Punjabi and think I am going to know Gurbani, that actually is a very, very big thing to assume. Doesn't work that way. Gurbani has to be studied from a different perspective than a linguistic aspect. Because I said earlier, Gurbani is spirituality. It's not organized religion. Okay? Anything else? Yes, ready.
So we talked about kind of the highest levels to achieve godliness and achieve that. And from childhood, we've learned about Sikhism, we've learned about Seva, to do Path. My question is Sikhism the only way, better way to achieve that? Or is there, like, my question is in terms of, in comparison to Christianity, Islam, and other religions?
Excellent question. The question is, next slide here. The question basically is Sikhism the only way to achieve your highest potential? Can it not be by anybody else? And the answer is, it is totally irrelevant which path you take. So long as you just don't keep on talking about the paths. You don't keep on arguing about who's better. And again, the question comes from Gurbani, the answer is in the Gurbani. Gurbani says, and every Sikh recites this every evening, called Sohila. In Sohila, Guru says, Chai Dhar, Chai Gur, Chai Upadesh. 6 methodologies, 6 different granths, 6 different masters who created these granths. Why? And then the answer comes, Gur Eko, Ves Anek. All these masters had only one thing in mind. Say for example, Patanjali is a Yoga Shastra. Patanjali is one of the rishis. He wrote a Yoga Shastra. Some of you may be attending yoga classes. Now Patanjali's idea was, when he looked at various saints meditating, sitting like this, and then when he sit down and he will talk to them, and will ask them, today I found you bending like this. What was going on? And they will describe to him that inside I was watching this. Outside my body was reacting this way. I am not aware, but if you say I was bending like this, so be it. He started thinking that if the inner thought can have the impact on the body, then what if the body, I put the body in that position to begin with? Can I create that journey inside? And he started experimenting. And he found out that as the asanas got perfected, his inner energy followed him. And he wrote Patanjali Yoga Shastra. Slowly what happened? Slowly people forgot about the inner and it became an exercise. Do this yoga, you will get this benefit. Do that yoga, you will do this benefit. Nowadays there is a yogi who turns his stomach like this. Boy, is he selling CDs. You do this and these are the things that will happen for you. Nobody asks him that if this is the universal solution for cancer or diabetes or liver problem or heart problem, how come there is all these hospitals and the doctors, how allopathy evolved, how Unana evolved, how Ayurvedic evolved. If Yoga Shastra could do all of that, shouldn't all the hospitals be shut off? Every body, human body, has unique characteristics. To some, that process will work. To others, it won't. So to go and become so over enthusiastic in Sikhism, something unique happened 500 years ago. Before Nanak, no mystic will give you any process or method so long you are married. The first condition, first requirement I have, you cannot be married. In other words, you cannot have a family life. Whether it was Yoga Shastra, whether it was the Vyas, Gautams, and it didn't matter. All these wanted you to be detached completely and then practice. And Sikhism was the first religion who said that's all nonsense. You can achieve to the highest level while you are actually raising the family. So, by the age of about 36, 37, Nanak achieved that highest state. But now the question was, is it something just coincidental? Is it a fluke? Or can this method be duplicated? And an opportunity came. A young man by the name of Lehna visited him at the age of 28. And he asked him, how did you get to that stage? He said, well, this is what I was doing. He said, all right, if that's how you did it, I'm going to follow exactly the same path. Within 6 years, he achieved to the enlightenment. But he was young. Nanak was young, Angad was young. Does it mean that only youth can do this? Well, lo and behold, a 62 years old man ended up in the company of Guru Angad Dev. His name was Amaru. And so when he asked, what did you do? He said, this is what I did. How do you know that? My master told me. He said, okay, fine, I'm going to do that same. It took him 12 years. By the age of 84, he got enlightenment. But these were all grown up. It so happened, a young boy of 12 years age called Pai Jetha ended up in the company of Guru Ramas. And when he asked the secret, Guru said, here it is. There was no Granth. There was no Sukhmani. There was no Japji. Absolutely no Kirtan, no singing, nothing. Here is what my Guru told me. So fine. At the age of 19, he got married to the daughter of Guru Ramas. By the age of 26, 27, he got enlightenment. When this has been, a generation is about 25 years, right? So about 100 years have now passed. 4 generations have evolved from a common base while in Gristhamari, having the children, having the wife, working, earning the money, feeding the family, doing all the social things. When 4 generations proved it at the entire spectrum of the life, 12 years, 28 years, 36, 37 years, and 62 years, Guru Arjan decided to document it. So this is something very precious. It should not be. It is not a fluke. It has been proven over a period of 100 years. There are no 4 Buddhas, no 4 Krishnas, Ramas, or Jesuses. Sikhism is the first spiritual system in the world which actually did it, and repeated it, and then documented.
So you would say it's the best.
So in that sense, I would say that this is the uniqueness, because the other religions don't talk of nirvana at all. In Islam, if you say, I am going to become one with Allah, you'll be killed. That's blasphemy. That's what happened to, if you, all the Sufi faqirs. Sarmad was a Sufi faqir. When he said, I have achieved God inside me, he was skinned alive. Why? Because their model is, Allah is Allah. There's only one disciple, that's Muhammad. Everybody else can either go to heaven or to hell, and that's it. And Guru Nanak said, oh, simple thinking man, that's not your destiny. You can become one with one. Don't sell yourself short. There is no heaven, there is no hell, there is nobody sitting writing down. It's just you and him. So, no, I would not say you can follow the path of Buddha. You can follow the path of Muhammad, Jesus, because they are all different paths. But once you pick that, then don't discuss it. Don't argue about it. Don't analyze it. Implement. Make sense?
And a follow-up question, I think, that ties into that. What do you say to somebody who, like you said, analyzes it, gets too deep into it, into the intricacies, says, oh no, you only have 4 to 5 Ks, symbols Ks, and things like that. And they're very involved in thought and these activities, but their actions don't match their prayer. What would you say to them?
A simple query. When somebody says, question is, those who are so much ritualistic and are very true to that process, what do you tell them? Don't sit in judgment. Don't tell them they are wrong. Simply ask a simple question, as I do all the time. In the United States, if a child fails 3 times in a class, he's told, you will not be admitted in the same class again, right? You cannot do that course, please change your subject. Okay. Sir, how long have you been doing this? And he might tell you 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, whatever. Okay. Is your anger under your control? No. Is your greed under control? No. Are your desires under control? No. Is your ego under control? No. Is your attachments under control? No. So you are sitting in the same class for the last 50 years. What's the problem with you? Don't you see inside you, are you evolving in whatever you are doing? I don't care what process you are following. You may be standing on one foot for 24 hours uninterrupted. I want to ask you, what's going on inside you? You know who asked that question? Mahatma Buddha. For 12 years, he went from master to master. And the masters in those days were very honest. They will say, I have taught you everything that I know. You need to go somewhere else. His last master told him, if you want to achieve nirvana, you have to spend 24 hours on a single grain of rice. Now you know what happened to the body then. Body can, within about 30 days, start eating itself. You can stay on fast, on water, for about 30 days without doing irreversible damage to your body. After that, the body will start eating itself. In 90 days, the body will become. So now he is feeding only one grain of rice for 90 days. That's what Master told him. He took it. One fine morning, under the tree in Gaya, he's lying down, gets into the water to take a bath so that he can start his prayer. Water is moving very slowly, but he's so weak that he can stand in the water. He was about to drown and he just quickly held the roots of that peepal tree. And with that he pulled himself out and lied down on the bank of that river and said, "What an idiot I am. There's nothing to be found. They're all liars. They haven't done it themselves, they haven't repeated it. Which is Sikh can challenge his guru, tell me what you're telling me to do, is there a proof that it works?" Buddha had no mind to ask. That was the last desire left, which was, I need to find God. Because that's the last desire. When he reached that stage, nothing to be found, nothing to be said, all nonsense. As soon as the light comes, I am going home. What a fool, I can't even take care of my own body, I am going to drown in the river. In peace, he lies down underneath. As the sun comes up, his ego dissolves, and a Gautama becomes a Buddha. The other religions don't give you those secrets. Ritualism will never ever get you anywhere. So don't argue with them. Don't fight with them. Don't discuss with them. You will only become disturbed in your own self. This is not my decision, not my conclusion. Gurbani says, Paat padeo. Right? Swara se paat padde ne. Right? ਤੇ ਇਹ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਬਾਣੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਨੇ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛੋ, ਪਾਠ ਪੜ੍ਹਿਓ ਔਰ ਵੇਦ ਵਿਚਾਰਿਓ, ਡਿਸਕਸ਼ਨ। ਨਿਵਲ ਭਯੰਗਮ ਸਾਧੇ, ਨਿਉਲੀ ਦਾ ਯੋਗ ਕਰਨਾ। ਨਿਉਲੀ ਭਯੰਗਮ ਦਾ ਯੋਗ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇੰਟੈਸਟਾਈਨ ਨੇ ਨਾ, ਅੰਤੜੀਆਂ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਮੂੰਹ ਥਾਲੀ ਬਾਹਰ ਕੱਢ ਕੇ ਧੋ ਕੇ ਫੇਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਾ ਲੈਣਾ। ਇਹ ਯੋਗੀ ਕਰਿਆ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ। ਤੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਆਂਤੜੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਨਿਓਲੇ ਦੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਐਵੇਂ ਘੁੰਮਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਉਹਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਨਿਓਲੀ ਭਯੰਗਮ ਰੱਖ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਗਿਆ। ਭਯੰਗਮ ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੱਪ, ਸੱਪ ਦੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਐਵੇਂ ਚੱਲਦਾ। ਨਿਵਲ ਭਯੰਗਮ ਸਾਧੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇਹ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ। ਤੇ ਹੋਇਆ ਕੀ? ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਪੰਜ ਜਨਾਂ ਸੇ ਉਸ ਸੰਗ ਨਾ ਛੁਟਕੇ ਵਦਨ ਅਹਮ ਵਦ ਬਾਦੇ। ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਗੱਲ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਉਲਟੀ ਹੋ ਗਈ, ਹੰਕਾਰ ਹੀ ਵੱਧ ਗਿਆ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਵੇਰੇ 2 ਵਜੇ ਉੱਠਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ। ਦੇਖੋ ਨਾ, ਘੱਟੋ ਘੱਟ 2.5 ਘੰਟੇ 5 ਬਾਣੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੜ੍ਹਨ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਨੇ। 2 ਵਜੇ ਉੱਠੀਦਾ, ਅੱਧਾ ਘੰਟਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਨਹਾਉਣ ਧੋਣ 'ਚ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦਾ, ਫਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ 2:30 ਵਜੇ ਬੈਠਦੇ ਹਾਂ, 2.5 ਘੰਟੇ ਹੋਰ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ, ਫਿਰ 5 ਵਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ, ਫਿਰ ਬ੍ਰੇਕਫਾਸਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, 6 ਵਜੇ ਕੰਮ ਤੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਸਾਡੇ ਵਰਗਾ ਸਿੱਖ ਹੋਰ ਕੌਣ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ? ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ? ਜੇ ਘਰ ਵਾਲੇ ਕਹਿਣ ਵੀ ਤੂੰ ਕਿਉਂ ਬਾਲਟੀਆਂ ਖੜਕਾਈਆਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਨੂੰ ਜਗਾਉਣ ਦੇ। ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ, ਮੈਂ ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ ਹੋਣਾ, ਮੇਰੇ ਇੱਕ ਮਿੱਤਰ ਨੇ ਰੋਜ਼ 2 ਵਜੇ ਟੈਲੀਫੋਨ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਜਗਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ। ਜਸਲ ਸੇ ਕੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਪਿਆ? ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਭਾਜੀ, ਸੁੱਤੇ ਹੋਏ। ਉਹ ਯਾਰ ਛੱਡ ਸੌਣਾ ਨਵੇਂ ਆ ਕੇ ਆਸਾ ਦੀ ਵਾਰ ਲਾਈਏ। ਅੱਛਾ ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੇ ਚਲੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਆਸਾ ਦੀ ਵਾਰ ਲਾਉਣੇ, ਉਹਦੀ ਜਨਾਨੀ ਨੂੰ ਉੱਠਣਾ ਪੈਣਾ, ਉਹਨੇ ਰੌਲਾ ਪਾਉਣਾ ਵੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਲਈ ਪਰੌਂਠੇ ਬਣਾਉਣੇ ਪੈਣਗੇ। ਤੇਰੇ ਲਈ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਬ੍ਰੇਕਫਾਸਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣਦਾ, ਤੂੰ ਸਵੇਰੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਕਰ ਲੈਣਾ। ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਮਾੜਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨਾ? ਮੈਂ ਤੂੰ ਰੱਬ ਦੇ ਨਾਂ ਪਾਸੇ ਲਾਇਆ। ਇਹਦਾ ਜੋਸ਼ ਨਹੀਂ। ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਪਿੰਡਾਂ 'ਚ ਬੜਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਸਵੇਰੇ ਸਵੇਰੇ ਉੱਠ ਕੇ ਜਾਣ ਬੁੱਝ ਕੇ ਭਾਂਡੇ ਖੜਕਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ, ਬਾਲਟੀਆਂ ਪਾਣੀ ਦੀਆਂ ਭਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਆਲੇ ਗੁਆਂਢੀ ਵਾਲੇ ਨੂੰ ਜਗਾਉਣਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ। Nothing to do with it. So don't argue, because it has a hidden corrective process. As you get into the meditation, ego starts coming up. It's a common problem. देखो ना भाजी, आजकल मेरे गुस्सा नहीं आता। ये कहता कौन पे? गुस्सा कट गया, हंकार कट गया। देखो जी मैंने किसी ने कहा सी 1 लाख रुपया लगा तेन मैं 1 करोड़ का धंधा देना मैं तो कहा मैंने जो मेरा लोभ कंट्रोल च है यस तेरा लोभ तो कंट्रोल च है पर तू दुनिया को दसन नहीं लगा होया तेरा हंकार बनया होया सो ये जेड़े जिद करते रहना ना कि सानू फलाने संतां ने कहा सी उन्होंने संतां दे लिए भी यही सवाल है महाराज महापुरुषो ये दसो कि जो करते पे वो पहुंचे कितने तो उन्होंने पता जवाब क्या होना आप देखो कि खिलारा सकता किनिया बिल्डिंग ने किन्ने मैंबर ने किन्नी संगत इकट्ठी होंगी है हुण जिहड़े जपजी पढ़ते हैं वो उस वेले उन्होंने याद आ जाना चाहिए जे विचारे यार जा होर दसुनी होए नवा खंडा में जानिए नाल चले सब होए चंगा नाम रखाए कै जस कीरत जग ले कैन यू इमेजिन दिस जस कीरत जग मीनिंग यू आर सो गुड that not a single human being on this planet can say anything bad about it. You are that good. An impossibility. Look where Nanak is taking the world. इतनी कीती हुई कमाई इतनी कीती हुई भलाई किसे काम नहीं जे ओनू पसंद नहीं आई ओनू की पसंद आता है जाओ तो प्रेम खेलन का जाओ सिर धर तली गली मोड़ी पर साडी मत ते पता पै गया बाणी ने कहा सी जे परमात्मा नाल प्यार दी खेड खिडनी है अपने अहंकार नूं तल जमीन दे जीरो लैवल ते लैके आ असां फोटो बनाई बाबा दीप सिंह दी ओदे सिर तली ते रख दिता ओदा सिर ते थले तो लिख दिता बुजुर्गों उथे गल प्यार दी होंदी है जाओ तो आओ प्रेम खेडन का जाओ राइट लड़ाई की गल नहीं हो रही किसी को मारने कुटन दी ते सिर केड़ा आ जेड़ा 10 पाउंड का सिर है की गल हो रही है उस अहंकार की गल हो रही ईगो की हो रही किनू तल जमीन ग्राउंड जीरो लेवल but nobody does these things and hence we continue following the rituals that we are taught and the end result समा आ जाता है उतरों आवाज आ जाती है तो कहते हो तेरा भला हो जाए तो सारा जीवन यही करते रहे so long and short answer to your question when people start arguing with you this saint told me to do that sant also says that Taksal also says that I am perfectly okay with them just tell me where they are spiritually don't tell me how many people are following them how much money they have how many buildings they have don't tell me that just tell me where they are spiritually have we been able to create an other Angad in the last 500 years with the process that we are following today? If we have, for heaven's sake, tell me that. If you haven't, then think about what you're doing. Anything else?
Let's take maybe a last question.
Yeah, I promised. Anybody got a problem?
I will cover the head.
But not the daddy.
No, I have covered the daddy too. If I leave it open, it will be right here. No, that's the idea of doing this to the daddy is a modern idea coming from Maharaja Patyala. When the Sikhs started joining the army, they had a gun that could be loaded by pulling lever and then pushing it back. Have you seen somebody firing a gun? The way this girl is lying down, that's you are lying down in the field and you have the gun in front of it. So you fire the gun and you have to reload it by pulling the lever and pushing it back. they used to get these hairs stuck in there. So military solved this problem by asking the Sikhs to put a net underneath it and tie it up so that that's why most of the military men do the beard this way. That came from Patiala Gharana, the solution to the military problem of those days. Otherwise, there is no need, it should be just one.
No, but he's asking why we don't do that.
Cover with cloth like a covering window.
Oh, what? Put a patka?
Ah, yeah.
Ah. Well, I really don't have the answer. What is the true meaning of an avatar? Because God is an energy, it has no physical form. But if He decides to manifest Himself, then He has to take a physical form. Otherwise, I cannot see. So when the pure energy manifests in the physical form, that is called avatara of God. That individual, even though to looking at from the outside will look like every ordinary person, but inside he is completely like God. No difference between him and God. All characteristics are like him. So a avatara is physical incarnation of the ultimate creative energy. Stomach's turning. Ready for food? ये तो पागलों की मेहमान है, मेरे को बिठा दिया तो आप ही भूखे रहोगे. Anybody else has any questions? Yes, buddy. Can we get out of here? That's what I'm asking everybody. I'm not holding it up. Okay, that's the question for the children or the parents. Can we get out of here? Everybody's under. That is just a complete misnomer. He's not aware of them. The seed is there. The DNA coding is already there. The programming is already there. It's just not manifesting yet. बच्चा रब दा रूप हुंदा है ते वड्डा जेड़ा है वो शैतान दा रूप नहीं बन सकता. अहंकार ਉਹਦੇ ਚ ਹੈ ਪਰ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਅਜੇ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ. ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਉਸ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹਦਾ ਖਿਡੌਣਾ ਖੋਹਣ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ. या ट्राई बेबी ने जो उम्र फड़ी हुए मां दी आंखों trying to take him away, won't leave him. You will have to drag it and he starts crying. Those are instincts which are very deep. They're all there. Anything else? और जी प्रधान साहब कर रहे हैं बच्चों ने छुट्टी दी. Well, in closing, thank you very much. You all made a great effort and ਤੁਹਾਡੀਆਂ ਕਾਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਤੱਕ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਈਆਂ ਨੇ. ਤੁਹਾਡੀਆਂ ਜੀਵਨ ਦਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਗੈਸ ਪਾਈ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ. ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਗੈਸ ਕਾਫੀ ਮਹਿੰਗੀ ਹੈ, ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਹੜੀ ਕਿਹੜੀ ਦੂਰੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਏ ਹੋ. Thank you all for coming. And if you need to make it a regular session, a monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly, yearly, it doesn't matter to me, or a weekly for that matter. And Diwan Sahab's house, every alternate Friday, we do exactly the same model. We speak, we express in English, we talk of Gurbani first for about an hour, and then we open for question answer discussions, and that can continue till we start at 8, we can finish at 10 o'clock or 12 o'clock, doesn't matter. He's very generous with his time and his house. So you're all welcome, you're all invited to participate in that.